Social media auditions are about the performance of talent rather than finding raw, authentic talent. It's about who has a larger following, who seems more relatable, but it's not actually about who has a better command of the craft. So whenever they put social media auditions, it seems like an amazing opportunity, but in theory, it seems like an amazing opportunity. But if you are not able to perform for the algorithm and you don't have the numbers that are going to help you, then baby girl, regardless of how talented you are, you may never get a chance of being discovered, because whoever has a higher number is going to have that visibility, and of course they stand a better chance of being chosen. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're more talented than you are. It just simply means that they are more popular. So we have traded talent for popularity, and that is so sad. And it creates more eyeballs. So if a show was dying out, by putting it on the socials, you don't even need influencers to do the marketing for you. The people who want to be part of the show are already your marketers. They can run wild and they will never get a cent for all the creative work, because everybody wants this one opportunity, an opportunity that is designed in such a way that it favors those who are more popular and have that visibility. So if you have 10 followers and you have to compete against somebody who has, let's say, 1 million followers, reality is, unless by some miracle, regardless of how good you are not going to be chosen. You're not going to be chosen at all. So before you even get to a point where you compete with the next person, you are competing with the algorithm. I actually prefer online auditions, because if you're not clear about the difference, online auditions are, you still get to audition online, but you send your audition tape to an email address or wherever or that website, wherever they tell you to direct your audition. That is more authentic. That gives you a better chance of showcasing your talent, because they get to see you do what you say you are good at doing, and it's not a numbers game. The moment you put things on socials, it becomes a numbers game, and it's an amazing marketing strategy for you, but it sucks for the one who is actually auditioning. And one might say, but hey, times have changed, we are moving forward. Yes, granted, we are moving forward, but now the question is, are we moving forward by bringing people into a space or a craft who are not showing as much grit, who are not raw, or are we just okay with the theoretics or the performance of what that craft might look like? For example, if you are a presenter and you are sending your audition tape, now the moment it's put on social media, we look at how good you look. So your looks become one of the most important things, and also how many followers you have, and are you the right fit for the actual program, rather than just, looking at your talent and looking at the ideas that you bring through. And then other things are changeable. We can change your clothes, you can put on makeup. These are the things that, we can actually change. But now that we put things on social, I'm afraid that we're no longer looking at the craft, but rather we're looking at the popularity. You may be the most popular person in the room. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best man for the job. But now, this is where we are. Complaining about it is not going to change anything. You just need to keep on pushing and putting things on this big monster called the algorithm, and hope that it lands, But honestly, social media auditions do not give chances, but they reduce your chance of ever being, found. I miss the olden days. A part of me really misses the olden days. However, there is some good that does come with social media auditions, because anybody and everybody can get the opportunity. It's more like you're bound to come across it, rather than auditions, the traditional auditions where you might have to be part of a casting company. But it begs the question, at what cost are we doing this? So I don't know, but I really do not like social media auditions. They just take away from talent. They consider things which do not count as talent, and we are now doing this whole living on the algorithm and trying to trick the algorithm to choose your video, because regardless of how talented you are, baby girl, you may never get to be chosen. But anyway, speaking of that does not stop me, that does not stop me at all, because I did audition for the Top Billing Presenter Search, and I would really appreciate your help if you can just, like and reshare my video. The link is below. The video is on TikTok. That would mean so much more. Thank you.